In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair the Milwaukee hacksaw, the blade clamp assembly. Sometimes it gets stuck, and all you need is a flathead screwdriver, or a small one. So sometimes the blade clamp gets rusted out, and that's why it gets stuck. So it's pretty easy, you just have to take it apart, put some lube in there, and it should be good as new. So the first thing you want to do is get the blade clamp depressed all the way. That way you have room to work on it. Because it's pretty hard to get around the shoe of the tool unless you open the whole tool up, but that's just more work. So once you have it depressed all the way down, then just take a screwdriver and then look closely inside. You'll see a retaining clip on the tip of the blade assembly clamp. So it takes a little finesse to take it out, but just use your flathead screwdriver and just pop it out like that. Okay, there we go, got it out. So you can see it just pretty much loops around the head of the blade clamp. So next you can just pull off the front cam. And you can see mine's kind of rusted. And then after that you'll have to take out a small locking pin. That's what holds the blade inside. So you'll have to make it easier, you'll have to twist the cam. That way you can relieve some pressure on that pin. So that's the pin right there. It's that little square looking thing. You could just try using a screwdriver and pop it out, but it might fling out. So yeah, just twist the cam and then you can pop it out like that. And then once you let go, it's going to relieve the pressure on the spring. And now you can just pull everything else out. So just keep a note on that spring. The spring, there's a tip of the spring. It has to line up with the locking pin hole. Okay, so once everything is out, that's pretty much it. So what I usually do is put some lube on it. Yeah, I use this one, graphite dry lubricant. But you want to clean out the pin first and remove any rust. So with the graphite, I usually just spray a little bit on the pin. Yeah, so once you've lubricated it, you pretty much just have to put everything back in. So put the little collar back in there first. And then the spring goes in. So just remember that pointy side right there that points up has to line up with the hole for the locking pin. Okay, and once that's in, you want to take the rear cam and the sleeve, and if you look closely under the rear cam, there's a little hole. That's where the spring has to fit in. and that's the tiny little hole right there. Yeah, so just put that into the spring, and you also want to try to match the blade clamp hole with the one on the shaft. Okay, so I got it in. And yeah, now so just twist the collar and try to match up the hole with the shaft for the locking pin. Okay, so I've had to fiddle around with it, and the locking pin is matched up now. So this is probably the trickiest part. I'm going to use some tweezers for this. You just want to insert that locking pin back in. So you can see I'm also twisting on the rear cam because the spring is going to be putting some tension on it. Alright, and there it is. Alright, so now just take the front cam and you just have to slide it back in. Just make sure it's lined up because there's only one way it'll go in. And then after that, you just have to put on the retaining ring, and that should do it. So this pretty much works for any Milwaukee sawzall or hackzall. It's pretty much similar. Except with the sawzall, you don't have the shoe in the way, so it's easier to do. And this one's the Milwaukee hackzall M12. So if the blade clamp is still stuck or something, you might have to just replace the parts for that. And I'll have a item number for that in the description. I believe the whole clamp assembly costs about like 20 bucks. Alright, and there you have it. Hopefully this video helped you out.